I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Dude, are you okay?
I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
I'm Ryan Newman, and since I started with Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives, I found out that some people think that they can't be an organ donor. The truth is, anyone can sign up to be an organ donor.
Anyone?
Anyone?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Anyone can sign up to be an organ donor. So don't count yourself out because somebody's counting on you. Go to driventosavelives.org and sign up today.
But my heart's going to you, Ryan.
Love that shirt.
Have you joined the fastest growing fantasy motorsports app yet? On Grid Rival, you can join leagues with your friends and manage your own fantasy team on what race fans are calling, hands down, the best fantasy motorsport app out there. F1 and MotoGP leagues are now live for the 2021 season. Joining a league on Grid Rival will make every race more exciting, more engaging, and of course, more competitive. Download Grid Rival now on your iPhone or Android smartphone. Grid Rival is an unofficial application and not associated with Formula One, MotoGP, or any of their athletes.
If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that McConey Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in iRacing. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, Five Flag Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at McConey Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, McConey Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to McConeySetupShop.com and learn why McConey Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at McConey Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
They have brave hearts and a whole lot of horsepower, brave souls, and the will to win. They are the local heroes, and they live for Monday night. Welcome, everyone, to a special presentation of the iRacing Silver Crown Cup here on the National Racing Network. It's the Hoosier Hundred from the legendary Lucas Oil Raceway Park, just outside of Indianapolis, Indiana. Welcome to the best week of auto racing on the entire calendar. We could not be happier to be bringing you tonight's racing action here from Lucas Oil Raceway Park. This is one of the coolest venues you could ever get to go see a race at here. The hill overlooking turn number 1 is absolutely spectacular. We're going to have some fantastic views of the racing action here this evening. My name is Chris Graham with the National Racing Network, and as we mentioned, it's really cool to be able to bring you tonight's Hoosier 100 laps for the iRacing Silver Crown cars. Qualifications out on the speedway right now. as the cars get qualified, let's tell you a little bit about the track, the cars, and everything else we're going to have coming up for you tonight. Lucas Oil Raceway Park, formerly known as Indianapolis Raceway Park, is located in Brownsburg, Indiana, just outside the city limits. 0.686 miles, 12 degrees of banking. This facility originally opened in 1960, still to this day owned by the National Hot Rod Association. The car is manufactured by C&R, 355 cubic inch V8 under the hood, making 819 horsepower. Weighing 1,600 pounds, they have a top speed of 170 miles an hour, but not going to get quite that close to seeing those kind of speeds this evening. This is round 11 of the championship. Just one more race coming up here in season number 2. The race distance is 100 laps. Caution laps do not count here this evening. The cautions are thrown by iRacing. Restarts will be single file. No backup cars are available to the drivers in tonight's race. I want to remind everybody early on here to like, share, and subscribe. Whether you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube, thank you very much for your support this evening and for supporting all the drivers who compete here in the iRacing official series. Here are your current results and qualifications. Just a couple of cars left to take time, including Mike McConville and Nate Ranke. But River Hayes going to be your quick timer, 19.911 seconds. Manuel Paride is going to be second quick. Incredibly tight field here. Derek Love, Wayne Hutchison, Ryan Steele, your top 5 in qualifications. Checking in the comments, our buddy Alex Greenswig from Snydersville Raceway saying happy Monday. Thank you very much for tuning in, brother. We appreciate you hanging out. Let us know here. Give us the comments where you're watching from. Hopefully you're enjoying the show here tonight. If you're watching on Facebook, you can comment with stars to show your support of our hard work. We'll be sure to get all your comments up on the screen, give you a nice little shout out as well. You can also check us out at patron.nationalracingnetwork.com to help support these broadcasts of the official series. Both the Sprint Cars and the Silver Crowns are entirely community funded. It's your support that makes these broadcasts happen. We want to thank everybody who's come along the ride here for our first full season. The Hoosier Hundred dates back to 1946. Rex Mays claiming that first win. Names like Bob Swikert, Jimmy Bryan, Judd Larson, Eddie Sachs, the great A.J. Foyt, Parnelli Jones. I mean, everybody who is anybody in the world of IndyCar has won the Hoosier Hundred. And some of the best to ever sit in a sprint car, including Pancho Carter, Gary Bettenhausen, Larry Rice, Jack Hewitt, Rich Vogler, Sheldon Kinzer, George Snyder. I mean, the names are just absolutely incredible. We're going to add another one of those names to that list this evening. Cars going to start making their way out to the starting grid. Let's get you the starting lineup for tonight's race. River Hayes, Manuel Paride is going to make up row number 1. Derek Love and Wayne Hutchison will occupy row number 2. Row number 3 will have Ryan Steele and Mike McConville, Jeffrey Stanton and Pablo Donoso, row number 4. Clark Gerhardt, Joseph Smith in row number 5, Tommy Toe, Wes Shire in row 6, James Watson and Patrick Byrne in row number 7, and Nate Ranke will be the last car in the qualifying order, just waiting for Joseph Smith to get gridded here. Total of 30 cars actually across 2 splits here for the Silver Crowns this evening. River Hayes has already locked up the iRacing Silver Crown Championship. We're going to start rolling off here. They will have a total of race laps tonight. River Hayes sitting on 1,835 points. 10 starts, 3 wins, 9 top 5s, 3 pole positions. That'll be 4 after tonight's race. Average start of 4th, average finish of 4th. Just absolutely dominant for River Hayes in that McConey setup shop number 81 there on the inside of the front row. Manuel Paredes looking to up his point total just a little bit here. Very tight race from second on back. Pablo Donoso currently second in points at 14:53. 14:40 for Brandon Buckberger. Paredes and Vinny Sansone going to be your top 5 in the point standings as we head into tonight's Hoosier 100 racing action. Field making their way down the back straightaway. Pace car ducks off at the entry to turn number 3. It is a very long pit lane here at the Indianapolis Raceway Park. Covers basically turn 3 all the way to the exit of turn 2. Off of turn number 4. Green flag goes in the air. We're underway here at Lucas Oil Raceway Park. Great start for River Hayes. Side-by-side battle just back behind them. Ryan Steele going to fight with Wayne Hutchison off of turn 2. In addition to this side-by-side fight, also going to have Jeffrey Stanton and Mike McConville running side-by-side. Stanton trying to make that inside lane work. Mike McConville running the Winners Drink Milk entry. That's actually an NRN paint scheme design here. We're going to show you this one here, just in case something happens a little bit later in the race. Indiana Dairy Council on the side of that one, as is, well, Chick-fil-A, because they want you to eat more beef. Look at cow colors on the side of that machine. Side by side is Jeffrey Stanton and Wayne Hutchison. Stanton still trying to make that inside lane work. Right side tire wear, the big consideration here for these drivers, especially the right front on these cars. You'll see them run up against the middle towards the outside lane. That really is the preferred line around Lucas Oil Raceway Park. Field getting singled out here in a pretty big hurry. Long race length here at 100 laps. Plenty of time to move yourself towards the front. River Hayes lead just about 1 second as they cross the line that time over Manuel Paredes. Derek Love, Ryan Steele, and Jeffrey Stanton, the top 5. Mike McConville, Pablo Donoso going to battle side by side through 3 and 4. Donoso has to back out of it at the midpoint of the corner. He's going to fight right back into turn number 1. Donoso able to get cleanly around McConville, and action starting to heat up a little bit further forward in the field as well. Derek Love fighting with Ryan Steele and Jeffrey Stanton, trying to get caught up onto the back bumper of Manuel Paredes, but not quite close enough to attempt passes just yet. Ten quick laps in the books. Quick lap time of the session belongs to Jeffrey Stanton, 20.06 seconds. Down to about 20.25 seconds for these cars. We will see the lap times drop off pretty significantly by the time we get to the end of this race. basically a 6-car breakaway at the front of the field. River Hayes in his own zip code, about a second ahead. As Ryan Steele looks inside of Derek Love in 1 and 2. That battle continues to rage down the front stretch and back into turn 1. Stanton able to hold on to the position. He's going to be your hard charger of the race, up 3 spots from the drop of the green flag. Oh, we might see another big-time dive bomb down to the inside. Nope, he's going to make the move off of turn number 2. Jeffrey Stanton looks low on Derek Love. Almost like you have to throw a slide job like you would see on the dirt here to get the passes completed. With everybody running it up against the outside retaining wall. Back behind this fight, Ryan Steele thought about trying to get to the inside of Derek Love. They'll continue that fight as Jeffrey Stanton continues his charge forward. Caution flag is out. Trouble on the racetrack. Looks like it may have been James Watson. Take a look at the Hot Shoe Raceway instant replay. See if we can see what happened to James here. I'll speed things up here for you anyway. Oh, just a big tank slapper. Bounces it off the outside retaining wall. Going to slide right down the back straightaway. Anti-stall clutch kicks in, and unfortunately, that's a tough break for James Watson. He's going to fall back to the 15th position. He was having a good run. Jeffrey Stanton running a line very reminiscent of what we would see Steve Butler run way back in the Thursday Night Thunder days, back in the late 1980s. He was about the only guy who could make the far, far inside lane work, and Stanton's doing it the same way. You almost have to get the left side tires down to the infield grass on the entrance to the corner. And some of those shows were absolutely epic. As we circulate under the caution here, let's see if we can get a word with James Watson. James, looked like he just kind of got a little bit of a big correction off of turn 2, and it was on the big ride from there.
Yeah, I was trying to get by Tommy, and he got off the wall, and I thought, oh, this is my opportunity. So I gunned it a little too hard, and got her stuck up the wall. But steering's good, car feels good. Going to try to make another run at.
All right, James, good luck to you the rest of the way here, brother. Thank you very much for checking in with us. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing. Let's pick up the front of the field. River Hayes checks out on the start. Just absolutely caught Manuel Paredes sleeping. Jeffrey Stanton sends it way off into turn number 1 down on the inside. Side-by-side battle off at 2. Stanton running that Butler line once again. Paredes going to try to cross under, but absolutely nothing there. What a run. Jeffrey Stanton up 5 spots. Position number 2. He's one of the standouts in both the sprint cars and the Silver Crown cars. Now Paride is going to be in a big fight with Derek Love. Love looks to the inside through 3 and 4. Love running about the middle of the racetrack that time. Ducks back in line as they head back to turn number 1. Derek Love, Ryan Steele, Wayne Hutchison all right there in the fight as well. Side by side, a little bit further back in the pack. Here we'll pick that fight up. That's Nate Ranke and Patrick Byrne. Oh, Byrne gets it up into the outside retaining wall. Not a good night for cars with the NRN logo on it there. Watson able to come around Patrick Byrne. Through turns 3 and 4, but that fight's now going to be at the tail end of the field for 14th and 15th. We're going to slide up the racetrack, pick up Pablo Donoso in the number 4. Pablo's got a big fan come out there in the comments. He comes around Wayne Hutchison. Donoso up 2 spots to 6th. Battle starting to get good here, a little bit closer to the front between Derek Love and Ryan Steele. How about this one? We may have a fight for the lead developing here as well. Jeffrey Stanton just went quick lap of the race, 21.01 seconds, making up a whole quarter of a second on River Hayes that last time by. That 2 machine is absolutely hooked up. Working lap number 28. Racing's been pretty good so far. Stanton closes to within a couple of car lengths here as they work lap number 29. These two out to a 1-second lead over Manuel Paredes. Starting to look pretty obvious that Stanton has the fastest car on the racetrack. In fact, we'll show you the lap times here. River Hayes has been slower each of the last 5 laps across the board. I think in fact the last 6 laps here as lap number 30 picks up. It's just going to be a matter now of when does Stanton make the move. He got close into turn number 3. Stanton got a little bit of a push mid-corner. Great drive off the corner, though. He's going to send it inside. He's showing up in River Hayes mirrors now. Off of turn number 4, it's a drag race down the front straightaway. Hayes able to keep the momentum up off the corner, but Stanton really having a good drive through turns 1 and 2 as Manuel Paredes and Ryan Steele get a battle side by side as well down the back straightaway. Here comes Love looking inside of Paredes. Slots back in line off of turn number 4, 35 laps on the board now. Fight for the race lead is on in a big way. Coming right straight into your living room. River Hayes has it. Jeffrey Stanton throws it way down to the inside. Not going to be quite close enough to complete the pass off the corner. Hayes keeps the momentum up down the straightaway and into turn 1. Nate Ranke and Tommy Toe having a good battle back there for the 9th position, but we'll stick with this fight for the race lead. Pretty quickly approaching the halfway point in this one. Here's Derek Love, Manuel Relay side by side off the corner. Continue their fight into turn number 3. Well, able to complete the pass off of 4. Move Paredes back to the 5th position, and he's going to have to fight with Pablo Donoso and Wayne Hutchison now as well. Donoso looks inside through 3 and 4. This fight for the race lead still side by side. Jeffrey Stanton does get the left side tires down into the grass on the entry to turn number 1 that time. Let's go on board here with Jeffrey Stanton. We got a shot here. Let's give you fans at home a chance to crank it up. Few laps shy of halfway, and Ryan Steele is joining the party at the front of the field. He's within 0.3 of a second, 1/4 of Jeffrey Stanton for second. Great corner entry that time for Ryan Steele, able to make up a bunch more ground. Maybe a little bit of a case here of biding your time for some of these drivers is really not a lot of incentive to use your tires up. We say that, and Jeffrey Stanton makes the big move out of the inside on River Hayes. Had to grab the binders in a pretty big way there in turns 1 and 2. He's going to try it again through 3 and 4. May end up losing the second position if he's not careful here. River Hayes doing a nice job of keeping that car just far enough off the wall that Stanton can't slide up in front of him and complete the pass. We got the top 3 all nose to tail here as lap number 50 goes up on the scoreboard. It'll be cross flags next time by. 50 down, 50 to go. Here in the Hoosier 100 at Lucas Oil Raceway Park. Stanton sends it in big into 3 and 4. Still not close enough to complete the pass. And try to keep it wound up around the outside at 3 and 4. That may cost him second. As Steele looks to the inside, he'll get the pass completed off turn number 2. Ryan Steele, apparently the fastest car on the racetrack. Back here, side by side between Pablo Donoso and Derek Love. Great action inside the top 6 here. Donoso going to slide just up in front of Derek Love. Love able to fight back off turn number 4, though. Tell you what, this battle has been absolutely fantastic. Wade Hutchison now looks inside as Steele almost got up into him. Excuse me, inside of Love. At the front of the field, things have settled down just a little bit here as Jeffrey Stanton falling in line behind Ryan Steele and River Hayes. Get you a look at the license levels and the iRatings for the drivers in the field here. All over 4.0 A-level licenses. iRatings everywhere from 2,700 up to 7,800 for River Hayes. River has already locked up the iRacing Sprint Car Cup Championship overall here in 2021 Season 2. May not make a return here, at least for the full schedule in Season 3. Top 3 cars just absolutely putting on a show. Steele looks inside of Hayes through 1 and 2. River Hayes being very smart about how he's running this race. Not doing too much, not using the car up. Steele trying to make that low line work through 1 and 2. Hayes got it up against the outside retaining wall. That may be the only mistake he's made tonight. But it's going to give Ryan Steele a chance to complete the pass, and he does off of turn number 4. Great job waiting out the mistake from River Hayes. It wasn't even much of a mistake. The car just got a little bit of a push off the corner. Now Stanton going to send it in deep. Still side by side in the battle for second. Stanton slides up the racetrack, trying to force Hayes to get on the binders a little bit. It may have worked. Little soft tank slapper for Stanton down the front straightaway. He's going to get the pass completed. That's a drop there by Jeffrey Stanton to pick up position number 2 from River Hayes. Now he's going to go to work trying to catch up to Ryan Steele at the front of the field. Slide back a little bit deeper in the field here. We got a gaggle of race cars all fighting for position. Patrick Byrne, Joseph Smith, Jay Watson, Wes Shire. Looks like Shire may have made contact with the wall here at some point anyway. Yeah, that number 13 Homestead Coffee Roasters entry does have a little bit of damage on the right front. This battle settles down, so we'll slide further forward. from Wayne Hutchinson and Manuel Paredes. Just ahead of this battle, Pablo Donoso, Derek Love were side by side off of turn number 4. Donoso able to hold on to the position. 2/3 of the way home here. It'll be 67 laps completed in the Hoosier 100. Love trying to make the middle groove work through turns 1 and 2. Not quite close enough. Let's get you up to the head of the line. Ryan Steele, Jeffrey Stanton going to be doing battle. River Hayes is actually falling back about 0.8 of a second. Wonder if River is trying to cool the tires off just a little bit for a late run back at the race lead. Race leaders are going to be hitting lap traffic here in just a couple of laps. First up on the list will be 15th place running West Shire. A lot of these drivers towards the back of the pack have bounced back and forth between the top split and the second split at various points during the season. Shire holds on to that outside lane, forces Ryan Steele down to the inside. We'll see if that's going to create an opening for Jeffrey Stanton. Greatest racing week of the year kicking off in a big way here on the National Racing Network. Starting things off here with the Hoosier 100. For the iRacing Silver Crown Cup. Race leader is able to get around West Shire, put him a lap down. Next up will be James Watson. Challenge of fighting lap cars here is there really is only one very fast way around the racetrack. The lap cars need to use it as much as the leaders do. Stanton made the big dive into turn number 1, not quite close enough. You got to keep working at them through turns 3 and 4. Not quite close enough to make a move here. Let's slide back to the back, pick up Derek Love, Pablo Donoso, Wayne Hutchinson, Manuel Paredes. This 4-car battle is the fight for 4th on back. River Hayes still about 2 3/4 seconds ahead. To go this next time by. No announcer's curse here, knock on wood. Only one caution flag so far this evening. We've been clean and green since about lap number 10. the fight for the race lead. It's been a good one here. Coming around the lap car of Patrick Byrne. Ryan Steele, Jeffrey Stanton continue to do battle. 10th and 11th place, Tommy Poe and Laura Gerhardt will be next of the cars to go a lap. About half a straightaway difference between those cars. Race leader Ryan Steele may catch them before the end of the race, but it is going to be pretty tight. Oh, caution flag on the speedway. Trouble for Manuel Paredes. Did you look at the Hot Shoe Raceway instant replay? Oh, he got into Wayne Hutchison, both of those cars. Going to have a little bit of damage. Paredes comes to a stop in the infield. You can see those brake rotors glowing cherry red at the front of Manuel Paredes' machine. He's going to fall back to the 9th position. And folks, this changes everything. Ryan Steele, Jeffrey Stanton have put on an absolutely epic battle for the race lead. But now River Hayes is going to get to make up all the ground he had lost. Patrick Byrne, the recipient of the lucky dog, he'll come around the pace car and make his way back up to the tail end of the field. Let's see if we can't squeeze a word in here with Jeffrey Stanton. Jeffrey, that car has been absolutely spectacular tonight. Without giving away state secrets here, when do you make your big move here in battle for the win?
Hold on 1 second. I got to turn down the race voice chat and not know they were talking over. What were you saying?
I say, trying to get a handle on, do you have to make the pass right away as soon as we go back to green? Or, I mean, your car's been fantastic all night, so you may have some options.
I don't know if it'll be right away. I mean, it could be late, it could be early. I don't know. It really just depends on traffic. I think part of it's going to depend on how good River gets off on the restart, as far as like how good he fires off. So, all
right, Jeff.
That'll be the biggest key.
All right, buddy.
I'm just hoping he doesn't make the car tighter. That's my main hope.
I was going to say, is tire wear the big concern at this point as we get ready? I think I'm the one to go here.
We just went 2 to green. No, I don't think tire wear is a big concern. It's just how the car reacts after the heat cycle.
All right, bud. Well, good luck the rest of the way here. Well, hopefully we're talking to you in just a handful of laps.
All right, thank you. Thank you for broadcasting.
There's Jeffrey Stanton. Currently running in the 2nd position. You heard him. Coming to 2 to go. It'll be 1 to go next time by. That means the field will take the green at lap number 89. It will be 11 laps to go. Pretty big shootout coming here for the conclusion of the Hoosier 100. Ryan Steele, Jeffrey Stanton, River Hayes, Pablo Donoso, Derek Love, your top 5. Wayne Hutchison, Nate Ranke with a fantastic run, up 8 positions to 7. Blake McConville, Manuel Paredes, Tommy Poe, your top 10. Laura Gerhardt, Patrick Byrne. The last 2 cars on the lead lap, Joseph Smith, James Watson, West Shire, all 1 lap down. The battle is going to be at the front. Ryan Steele jumps on the loud pedal, middle of turns 3 and 4, green flag back in the air. We'll see where River Hayes may try to make his move to pick up the 2nd position away from Jeffrey Stanton. Nobody close enough to make the move just yet, but don't count out Pablo Donoso. He's pretty quickly catching up to River Hayes. potentially a little bit of trouble for Wayne Hutchison here. He's going to fall back in the pack. The fight for the race lead is on. 10 to go, this time by the start-finish line. The gap under a quarter of a second between Ryan Steele and Jeffrey Stanton. We'll call it a car length as they get into one. Pablo Donoso starting to catch in on River Hayes. This is the fight for the final podium position. Slide back in the pack a little bit here. Manuel Paredes just went 2 for 1 on Mike McConville and Nate Rankin. Stanton making his move inside into turn number 3. Not quite close enough to go after the race lead here in the Hoosier 100. Swings out wide, aggressive move to the inside. Not quite all the way down to the inside. Lap number 95 going to go up on the scoreboard this time. The gap less than 2/10, that time by the start-finish line. Stanton sends it way deep into turn number 1. Steele gets a good drive off mid-corner. Down to 5 to go here in the Hoosier 100 at Lucas Oil Raceway Park. Laps remaining, and Jeffrey Stanton looking inside of Ryan Steele off at 2. Wasn't quite close enough. Now Stanton getting a great drive off the corner from the midpoint of the corner on. That number 2 machine really gets hooked up. Trouble on the racetrack for Wayne Hutchison. We'll see if we stay green. Looks like we will. White flag is out. 1 lap to go here in the Hoosier 100. Jeffrey Stanton looks to the inside in 1 and 2. They're going to come up on Wayne Hutchison. Side by side for the win down the back straightaway. Stanton looking inside through 3 and 4. Almost making contact. Drag race to the line. Who's it going to be? Oh, Ryan Steele gets the win. 2/100ths of a second at the line. What a finish to the Hoosier 100 here at Lucas Oil Raceway Park. Ryan Steele getting the victory over Jeffrey Stanton, River Hayes, Pablo Donoso, and Derek Love, your top 5. What an incredible run to the checkers. We got to show you that one again here from Ryan Steele's perspective. This is coming to the white flag. Jeffrey Stanton with big drive into the corner. Stanton had to grab the brakes just a little bit in 3 and 4, and that was all the difference. How about half a bumper at the line? What a finish. Get your race results. Ryan Steele gets the win by 24 1/1000ths of a second over Jeffrey Stanton. River Hayes rounds out your podium. Pablo Donoso, Derek Love, the top 5. 6 through 10, Manuel Paredes, Mike Conville, Nate Ranke, Tommy Toe, and Laura Gerhart. Nice recovery by Patrick Byrne after getting into the outside wall in turns 1 and 2 to come home in the 11th position. Joseph Smith, James Watson, Wes Shire, and Wayne Hutchison round out the field. Let's get the replays ready. We are going to have some pretty happy drivers here to talk to. We'll kick things off here with River Hayes. River, a very good run for you tonight. The championship's already sewed up, so it's all about picking up the victories, but ultimately just a little bit short there at the end.
Yeah, we had a good car in qualifying. I tell you what, Tyler back at MSS does great work building these setups, and yeah, I made a change right before we went into the race, anticipating that the track was going to get pretty slick, and ultimately that hurt my car. I was good at the beginning, and then as the tires fell off, I was just too tight, and no matter how low I went on the weight jacker, it just made me slide on exit, and I couldn't go down any further. So ultimately, it was a great run. Jeffrey and Ryan were flying. I was actually surprised that he caught me so well, diving it in so hard. That was super impressive to me. And yeah, I just got to thank everyone. And this community is something that's pretty great to see. And yeah, as for the championship stuff, I'm not really worried about it, but I think it's pretty locked up at this point.
Yeah, it seems to be that way. And I mean, the car has been fantastic. The Makoni Setup Shop crew has really had everything dialed in on that car for the entire season.
Yeah, I guess I should have trusted him a little bit more. I made just a slight change, and it made me so tight on exit. And but oh well, I guess we'll go on to Nashville and wrap this thing up.
All right, River. Well, congratulations on the podium finish tonight. Hopefully we're talking to you again next week.
Thank you.
There's River Hayes. Now let's pick up our race runner-up here, Jeffrey Stanton. We're going to replay this last lap in ultra slow-mo here. That battle was everything we could have hoped for and more between you and Ryan.
Absolutely. It was a lot of fun.
We noticed coming
right
through 3 and 4 there on that last lap, it almost looked like you had to grab the brakes a little bit to not slide up into them. Was that really the difference between first and second?
I think he just got better corner exit than I did, honestly. I didn't grab I was braking a little bit on entry regardless. He just got better corner exit than I did. I didn't want to slide up into him because I just wanted to keep it a good, clean race.
Yeah, that duel was absolutely fantastic. And you were running a line all night long that we saw Steve Butler run back in the 80s, and nobody has run it since. Did you watch any of the old Thursday Night Thunder stuff before this week, or is that just a lot of time and practice getting to know these cars?
Mixture in both. I didn't even practice the night before this race. I jumped in last minute. I was working on the sprint car stuff for tomorrow night, but just a lot of experience as far as running this track on iRacing and then watching the old Thunder stuff.
Yeah, it was an absolutely epic show. So congratulations on the second place finish tonight. Who would you like to thank?
Thank you guys for broadcasting tonight. Napa Auto Parts of Rockwell, North Carolina. Everyone else that supports me, supports y'all. iRacing for a great service.
There you go. There's Jeffrey Stanton, your runner-up tonight here. Thank you very much, sir. And let's pick up the man of the hour here, Mr. Ryan Steele. That fight with Jeffrey Stanton late was, I mean, we said it to Jeffrey, it was everything we could have hoped for and more with the sprint cars here at Lucas Oil Raceway Park.
Yeah, it was definitely a really tough fight, and I made it as hard as I possibly could without hopefully risking a wreck. The trick to holding him behind me is I had to give him, I had to limit his space in all the spots that he needed it in such a way that it didn't slow me down, but it did slow him down. If he really wanted to force it, he could have just shoved me off a track, and that would have got the spot. But we managed to have a pretty respectful race.
Yeah, it was impressive. We saw Jeffrey. I'm calling it the Steve Butler line because that's the guy we saw run it back in the 80s on the Thursday Night Thunder shows. You were doing it a little bit as well. Was that a line that you picked up seeing Jeffrey run it throughout the race, or was that something that you had thought about in practice a little bit? Because that's not the quick way necessarily to get around Lucas Oil Raceway Park.
Oh, man. There's a lot of different ways that you can attack this track. Like, I'm a regular in this car. I've been driving it for 10 years. And it's really strange how every time you come here, the way you race the track is a little bit different. So I've had races where you ran the top and that was it. Like, it was the fastest line on the top, so there was no reason to do anything else. I've had races where you could run the bottom. You could have races where running the middle was the fastest. And it kind of seems to depend on what the weather is for that particular race. It's a really strange track.
The place is an absolute blast, and so much history here. And we kick off talking about kicking off the greatest week in motorsports with the Hoosier 100. The way that just happens to lay out on the schedule has got to be pretty cool. There's a lot of big names that have won a 100-lap Silver Crown race here at IRP, we'll call it.
Yeah, it's really fun running this track. I've got a few wins like this, but it would be nice if these were real car race wins, but I'll settle for what I got.
All right, Ryan. Well, congratulations on the win here tonight. Hopefully we're talking to you again next week. And who would you like to thank?
I got to thank Wayne Hutcherson from Dog Bear, which I wanted to mention to you the last time. It's not Doge Bear. It has nothing to do with any kind of cryptocurrency. I actually don't know what I don't remember what the history is for the Dog Bear name, but that's just what we call ourselves. But yeah, he makes the setup that I ran. It's completely unaltered from what got posted on the forum. It was definitely capable of winning this race today.
Well, fantastic run tonight, and hopefully we're talking to you again next week in the season finale.
All right, I'll probably see you next week. Next week is a track that I'm pretty terrible at, so I probably won't talk to you. Well, I might. I guess it depends, but we'll see.
All right, there you go. There's Ryan Steele, your race winner tonight in an absolutely epic kickoff to the best week of racing we have all year. The Hoosier 100, let's get you the race results one more time. Ryan Steele by 24 1/1000ths over Jeffrey Stanton. River Hayes, Pablo Donoso, Derek Love, your top five. Man, this is going to be tough to beat this one, but we're going to try to pull it off here the rest of the week. Coming up tomorrow night, Concord Speedway plays host to the iRacing Sprint Car Cup round number 11. Also, the TNT PM18 All Oval Series. Take a look and see where they are running tomorrow night. That race will be coming up basically as soon as the sprint cars are over. It's a pretty tight time window there. New Smyrna will be the racetrack for the 50-minute fight tomorrow night. Wednesday night, we will have the High Side Hustle with Burt Wojcik and Adam Rubright. Thursday night, the Ezra IndyCar Series, I believe, is off this week, but we will have the PM18s coming up on Thursday night. And Friday night, Real World Racing from the Lindis Speedway. But until tomorrow night, when we bring you the sprint cars, a little soft version of the Carb Night Classic, we will talk to you soon. For everybody here at the National Racing Network, my name is Chris Graham. Have a great night. We'll talk to you tomorrow.